I've got 2 bags of coal in the van. I've got to carry diesel, shopping, washing, shopping. I don't want to keep coming running backwards and forwards. I've got to carry it all over the bridge, down the steps, along the... It's really slippy under that bridge there. I always think I'm going to fall in to get to your boat, you know. Look at them beautiful skies, look. Oh wow. It's going to be -5 tonight in the canals. Hello. And the canal is still frozen from this morning. It's going to freeze again tonight, -5, and I wanted to get water. My water is so low now, I thought, oh, I'll get it tomorrow, and it froze. Now, I've got to do strip washes. I can't do any washing. I've been to my daughter's to do washing. I've got to be very, very frugal with the water now. These steps are like bloody ice going down there. They really are slippery. They've got algae on them. I've got to be careful carrying this stuff. This is full up. Bit of diesel. Thought I'd better get it while I can. Right, let's crack on. Here we go. There we go. Let's see if I can make a dent in it. Oh, it is. No, it's not off. It's not smelly.
It's not as bad, is it?
No. Just found out Leon's tanks are empty. His pump's just going and going, so it's popping down to get some water. Let's see how he handles turning this round on a very narrow canal. Turns, look, blimey. So easy, isn't it? Seconds. You can steer it, look, so you can steer it. Incredible. I'm gonna get a hose from my boat. This is probably your best boat in it, but another one I think.
This is nicer.
Yeah.
The only difference with the other one, it was bigger.
Yeah, the other one was bigger and higher inside, taller.
And it was faster.
It was fast. It was diesel, wasn't it? Big old diesel. You ain't got the engine here, you got all that space under here.
Yeah.
To put your tanks and stuff. These are his water tanks. I don't know what size that is, I can't see it. It's got one there, it's got one under here. What size do you reckon they are? What size do you think that is? I can't see. Can you see that? I don't know what it is. Oh, it just says bridge something. Bainbridge, is it? I don't see what's 10. I'll have to look at that. If you watched my last vlog, you'd have heard me mention that my van passed its MOT, but it needed some welding. And after cleaning this box section up, it got worse and worse. So this needs doing ASAP. While I was at the car boot, I managed to pick some box steel up, which is really handy. We've got this box section from the car boot. It's a towing hitch. I'm going to cut it along there, and that's going to fit on, hopefully, like that. Cut it along there, cut it along there, and bend that, cut it down there maybe, and bend that outwards to give it some support. Weld along there, weld up the side there, and just slap loads of blacking on it, and that should last. That is it 3mm steel? That should last a few years. Fingers crossed. Get a dry day. This is what I'm dealing with here, look. See the size of it against my finger. I'm going to make a box up. It goes up to here. Underneath, I've got some 3mm steel or 4mm steel. Weld it along there, underneath. Along the back up there, all the way along there, down there, along there, to make a box up. I think once I've cut that to size, that might be perfect. Once I've cut it to size, the right height. In between showers, luckily I'm working under the van really. In between showers I managed to get some grinding done. There's a lot of nice steel there to weld to, so it's looking good. It's looking good. Cleaned up the best I can. Can you see that? There's some good metal there. Cover all this anyway. Good clean metal there, so it should weld. This is the story so far. I think it's going to work. That's the box section I've made up. It's got to grind all that back. Fits on there lovely. What do you think? Just weld some tack welds on that. Tack welds, a little bit of stick just to hold it. Would that be alright if I did that? It's going to be strong, isn't it? It's going to be strong. It is just chucking it down, so I can't really do anything now. My hands are tied. It's throwing it down. Bloody Nora. So far I've made this up. Welded box section. Just hoping the tack, I'm going to weld it there, if you can see it. Weld along there, weld down there. I'm going to plate over that there. That's before. Well, there we are. That's the end result. I've just done all that inside that wheel arch as well. That's absolutely solid. Caked it in under seal. Much better now, much more solid. Try and show you underneath if I can. There we are. That was absolutely rotten, wasn't it? I'm not touching it, it's soaking wet. Now it's absolutely solid. I'd jack on that now. I'd jack on it with a jacking point, you know. I'm not. I'm just I'll carry on using there just in case. But good old Mr. Van, he keeps going, doesn't he, eh? He keeps going, bless him. Yesterday I had problems with my heater. It was showing error code 7. There was a red light flashing there. I personally think I've set it up wrong. The exhaust is coming down and up through the roof. I think the exhaust's got a bend in it. It's going to cause a lot of carbon problems, I think. It needs to go straight down apparently. I'm just trying to run it at full blast and flush it out. Apparently get really coked up. Another good thing to do is put some DPF cleaner in with the diesel to keep it. Just get coked up really quickly apparently. Not set up properly. Well, I'm running it now. It seems alright, and we've got hot air coming out at full blast. I'm going to run it for 20-30 minutes on full blast to try and clear it out. Oh, it's going again. It's losing the plot. Look, it's going over the place. C981. What is going on? Oh no, please. I'll try turning up and give it a blast. Full whack again. And here it's like revving up, so that's going to take off. Full blast now, that is. I'm gonna move the exhaust. The exhaust is like a big U-bend on it. Perhaps that's causing it. Let's give it a blast through. Have I got enough fuel left? Have I got enough fuel? Yeah. Another thing you need to change is the fuel lines on these as well, because they rot out within a few months. They're not designed. It's not designed for it. Oh no! I don't want problems now. I've run it hot now for like 5-10 minutes. Really hot. It's funny how it's flashing, isn't it? It wasn't flashing earlier. Stand there. Yeah, that weird look. Look, isn't that weird? I mean, not just directly on it. Was it like 10 minutes? I've run it really hot now. I've run it down to 2.9 now. I think I was running it too low. Possibly it was just getting loads of carbon in there. Oh, I just hope it doesn't break. Please don't break on me. I mean, reading the error code, E7 is the controller has detected a wiring harness connection failure. Check wiring connections, and online there's the error code. Look, that one there, which was flashing on last night. Apparently online it's your motherboard, PCB board that's gone or going or something. I've only used it about 4 times. Oh dear. But hopefully now I'm going to give it a good flush out, and I'm going to reroute that exhaust at some point for winter. So I really like it. The heat off it's fantastic. First thing in the morning, remote control on, bam, you're away. Never that easy though, is it, with diesel? Because it's creating a lot of carbon, I think, in the combustion chamber. Too much diesel apparently is being pumped in there. You have to balance these things somehow. I'm just reading it now. I'll keep you informed. This has got to come off to access it behind there. It's tight to get in, you know. Oh, I spent ages doing all this as well. It's having some kind of meltdown. I have to turn it off. Don't know what it's doing. It's all over the place. Just keep staring at me. What is wrong? Why? What have I done? I'm sorry. Whatever I've done, I'm sorry. Oh, she's full of pinchy look. Wow, he's got some milk in there. Bloody Nora. Such gentle, beautiful creatures, aren't they? Smelly, but give us that beautiful milk. And cream and butter, cheese, yes. So I think this bend here is going to become a problem. It needs to go down and out there, really, or further down maybe. I'm not sure. I can't see anything. I'll get my torch. Perhaps further down somewhere. I don't know. It's got to go out there, hasn't it? I'll have to put some, get rid of that plastic one, put some metal ones up and get my exhaust going out there, and the air up the top somewhere. So they're coming in there, exhaust going out there instead, because that bend in the exhaust apparently not good for them. Right, I'm going to take the exhaust off. I'm going to have a look up the exhaust port, see how bad it is. It's been getting hot there, can't you? It's clear as a bell, look. There's no build up inside there, is there? That bend is not helping to get rid of dispel gas, is it? Really? I'm gonna try and have a look up inside and see. Can you see up there for me? That's just. It's not bad, is it? it's not coked up, is it? Oh, that's not bad. So I've got an outlet there, look, which is metal. Make a hole in it, put the exhaust through there. I was thinking, clean that fluff out, a little bit of fluff, you know, just bend that prongs back a bit so I get this exhaust out there. I'm just going to pry a hole big enough for me to squeeze that exhaust out there. I made it wide enough to get the exhaust out. See that? Get the exhaust out, I think, hopefully, and then just temporarily for now, there we are, just temporary for now, get that back on there. I'm going to change this fuel pipe as well. This fuel pipe, while I'm in here, this fuel pipe is pants and this rots, it's inferior, so I'm going to change that as well. I think that's already starting to deteriorate. It's gone a bit harder. It's gone a bit harder than usual, so that's not going to last long, is it? This is the one you want to use, these connectors with this really quite stiff neoprene type fuel line, you know, about £6 for all the connectors, all the everything, you know. What I've done now is I had to put two clamps on there because I wasn't happy with one. The top one wouldn't tighten up properly, so I put another one underneath it. I'm praying, yeah, that's all right. That's not leaking, so I've got to go and find another clamp for there now, which I've just dropped down there somewhere in the abyss. Put this out here for testing, for fresh air, and then eventually feed it up into the exhaust, which was the exhaust. Now it's the air inlet. It's fine. It's all fine. I've also gained access. I can see the clip. Is it right down there? No. I've also gained access to the pump and get that fuel line off and get the new fuel line onto the pump. And hopefully Bob's your uncle rippers. This actually held up pretty well. It's not full of carbon or anything. It's nothing. All this work for nothing. The exhaust goes out there a lot now, so I don't know. I've got to put this in, I've got to extend this air pipe, and that's going to go up the top. So this is what it is, isn't it now? Probably put the air probably onto there, maybe even, you know. Don't know. So my final addition now is the exhaust is going out there, which seems perfectly fine, it's not moving, and also my air vent, my air intake is up there. That's the air intake, because to outside, through the roof. I think that's, I changed all the pipe work, it's all bolted down, zippied, and I've changed that cheap, it's all, you know, proper, got a couple of jubilees at the top, down to the pump, and the pump is it's behind there. Can you see that? It's down there, wrapped up in that sponge, so it's quiet. I've got it vertical, should say 30 degrees, but you can do it vertically as well, I believe. Just hear it though. So that's back together now. Put this back on, and then just see how it goes. There we are. Okay, alright, there we are. I wanted to paint that, but I just couldn't be bothered. Get your brush out, get your tin out, just a little bit there. Sand it all down, make a mess. Clean your brushes, make more mess, blah blah blah. You know, then this will look really dirty, then even dirtier. So the difference. Can't be bothered. Probably it's another day. Then I want to start doing the whole lot then, and not I'm like. Once I see one clean bit, I want to do the whole lot. And that is just not happening at the moment. Waffling. Goodbye. I've got another ticket. What? Why? It's not illegal to park here. What the hell is this? I'm using this, but I'm using it this way. It's supposed to reflect the heat back in, but if you do it that way, it just snaps and bends. So I'm doing it this way. You know, that's the first insulation. I'm sure there's better stuff than this, but at the time, this was only 20 quid for a big roll, so I'll give it a go. I'm going to wrap all the pipes in this and see what the difference is in temperature. I measured the temperature this morning. It was 70 degrees up there. So if that's less now, it's going to be keeping all the heat. It'll send all the heat down to where it needs to go, which is out there, isn't it? Rather than dissipating in this area here. So whatever, that's how it goes. Experiment. So I'm using this bit of ducting here as a template, and that'll make up the tube. It's stuck to it. And hopefully put some aluminium tape on it. Aluminium tape, and then fit that over the pipe in here. This is the third bit I'm fitting on, so just go straight over that hopefully, and then around the corner. I got one of these flaps thinking that, you know, I can use that in some way to keep it shut. It's just completely melted. So this is not really designed for anything really, is it? It's so flimsy and weak. Just melted everything, look. So that's not designed for any sort of heat. That's supposed to be an outside vent from your. That's an outside vent thing for your central heating. So I don't know about that. Well, anyway, can't use it. So what I've got to do now is try and take a bit out of this, put that bit over there, which will run to this hole here, and that bit there will run under here, under there, and it's going to run through. Get a torch. It's going to run through to there, through where them pipes are over there. There's a hole at the end. It might try and get it through there, I don't know. It might squeeze through. If I put a smaller joint on it maybe, and I can run it under the seat and out into the dining area. Give that a sweep under there. There's quite a bit of room in there, which is nice. All these pipes are obsolete now, really. I'm using the central heating. I'm going to leave them in there just in case I get one of those. You can get these diesel heaters that heat water as well, so might run the radiators off it in future. Okay, let's crack on. Can you sort of get a gist of what I'm doing now? Look, I'm wrapping that in foily stuff. It's going to reflect the heat anyway back into the pipe, and then the pipe's going to go from along here. I'm hoping it's going to come out. So I've got to put a hole in there. It's going to come out there and heat this area up here, so I can. So I'm getting my feet warm in the morning when I sit down for a coffee and stuff, you know. So it's going to be warm. I'm standing there in the morning, coffee, getting the coffee ready, warm feet. Bathroom, first urination process in the morning, relieving of the bladder chamber in the morning. Then you come and sit down in here and look out the window and assess the day for the meetings and all that, what you're doing that particular day, you know. So there we are. And you see that there's already a hole, which is this ducting size hole. I don't want to make it any bigger, and I could just put a little vent there, vent one of these, just drill a hole. Well, it's not about drilling a hole, is it? I've got to try and cut a hole out with a jigsaw. I'll get one of them. I know I've got one of those big thingies. I could make one out of a nail. You can make them out of a nail. Flat bar hole cutters. Is it out of a nail? Oh, that could be disastrous. No, I'll try and do it with a jigsaw if possible. But that's the idea. Look, going from there under there, which will be a benefit because it's also transferring heat under the floor and heating up the bottom of the boat, which gets damp down there. this cupboard gets damp as well, so it'd benefit that. I should probably put a few vent holes in this to benefit this one and all that, you know. Thank you for watching, appreciate it. This is 75mm and this is 100mm. All I've got to do now is try and attach that to there. All I've got to do now is attach that to there and reduce that down a bit, and that might work out perfect. Just to tape that, maybe zippy and tape it. Would that be all right, do you think? Build it up with some tape inside. That would be a plan, wouldn't it? Would that work? I don't know, would it? Let's try it. There you go. What I've done is I've just wrapped some of that insulation around it and taped it, and that fits in there. That fits in there lovely. Look at that. I'll put a zippy tie on that or something and put some tape around it, or just tape. That's insulated now, that bit there. See what I mean? This is all experimental. I mean, there is special padding you can use, but I don't. It's expensive. I don't really get it for I haven't got an address. It's difficult for me to get it. Oh, it's Amazon. I haven't got Amazon account. It's eBay. I've got eBay account, but that gets to be, you know, postal address near me. Blah blah blah. This was in B&Q. It's right in front of me. Just grab it, do it. Let's get on with it, sort of thing, you know. So all I've got to do now is feed that through there, drill a hole, or jigsaw a hole and put a vent in. Hey, am I inventing this? I don't know. It's all made up.